Take a look at these sentences and tell me honestly, would you say these in business English? In today's class, we're going to find out why these are wrong, how to fix them, and then let's see if you can pass my quiz at the end. So what's the problem? Today we are talking about finger pointing. Finger pointing literally is this, and it doesn't feel very good. I think it doesn't matter where you are in the world, if you point at someone and deliver some kind of negative information, there's a negative context to it, it feels bad. Now, we're not talking about physical finger pointing today, we're talking about verbal finger pointing. And that is simply using the word you when you deliver negative feedback, some kind of negative information. So saying you didn't email me feels bad. Didn't email me is a criticism, and you makes it a finger pointing statement. That is what we're talking about today. To fix this problem, we simply have to remove you. Now, if we just remove you, the sentence won't make sense. There will be no subject. So there are two methods you must learn in order to deliver negative feedback or some kind of criticism. This is the sentence we're going to fix with our two methods. Method one is where you change the active to the passive voice. Let's go through a step-by-step process to fix the sentence you sent the email too late. Firstly, step one is remove the you. Step two, put the object, the email in this case, in the subject position. Now we need to do some work on the verb. This is a bit difficult, but to put it simply, put a be verb before the main verb. Change the be verb to the original sentence's tense. Now, you sent the email too late is past simple, so the be will become was. Now, the main verb must be put into the past participle. So, for example, eat becomes eaten, drink becomes drunk. In today's example, sent remains sent. So that brings us to our final sentence for the first method, which is the email was sent too late. Our second method for today starts in the same way. We have to remove you. But this time we're going to replace it with I or we. Now, it depends on how you want to frame this. Do you want to say it's from your perspective, or do you want to talk from your organization's perspective, which would be we? So, up to you, you put I or we in the subject position. On its own, this doesn't make sense. So now we go to the next step, which is to change the verb to something more suitable. You sent the email, so what makes sense is the opposite case, I received the email. So you're basically changing the verb to the opposite verb because you've changed the perspective from you to I, so from sent to received. This method is great, but it's a bit limited. It's limited to a few cases, a few verbs that are very often used in business. So sent will become received. Tell will become hear. You told me, I heard. Notify will become receive a notification. So again, we're just reversing the perspective. And really, there's not many more cases than that. But the key point is, in business, in the kind of thing we're talking about today, where we're giving criticism, sent is extremely common. So you will be able to use this second method on many occasions. Our final form for today's example sentence will be, I received the email too late. Always, your goal is to remove you from negative sentences. That's what I want to be the rule of thumb for you. Always. Unfortunately, you do have to memorize both of today's methods. You can't choose your favorite and always use that, because it really depends on the original sentence as to which one you can use. If there is a sent or told, definitely method 2 is very easy to apply. But in many other cases, you do have to do that active to passive change. Okay, it's quiz time. This is the first time I've done a quiz on this channel. Let's see how you do. I'm going to give you a finger pointing statement. And then I'm going to put 10 seconds on the clock and give you a chance to fix that sentence. After 10 seconds, I'll come back and I will give you the answers. There might be 2 answers. You might be able to use both methods, or there may only be one. Let's put 10 seconds on the clock and give you your first finger pointing statement. You didn't send an email. There are 2 ways of fixing this. Firstly, we change active to passive. The email wasn't sent. We can also use the second method. We didn't receive an email. Both are possible and both are perfect for business English. You didn't give us notice. Again, we have 2 answers. Notice wasn't given. Again, you can also use the second method. I or we didn't receive notice. How are you doing so far? I hope this is going well. We've got one more left. You delayed proceedings. In this case, we only have one answer, only one way to fix this. Proceedings were delayed. We cannot put I or we in the subject position because we weren't in the original sentence. There's no way we can change the perspective because the focus point is the proceedings. Okay, that's the end of the quiz. How did you do? Let me know in the comments how many of these 3 finger pointing statements were you able to fix. I hope you liked today's lesson. I certainly did, because I feel really passionately about this kind of polite business English. I see this mistake, the finger pointing statement. I see it so much in this academy, so it's something we really have to fix. If you did like it, please hit the like button, subscribe. I'd love you to be part of the Business Plus community. And I'm going to be back very soon with another lesson and another step to becoming a global leader.